Hello everyone and welcome back to Life of Wonders. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Polo and I love making videos of dolls, toys and Disney collectibles, and today I am super thrilled and excited as we're just going to be about unboxing and reviewing in detail this amazing Disney Fairy Tale designer collection, Snow White and the Witch, Heroes and Villains set. She's the witch or the old hag, although it's described here as the witch. And this is just such an iconic and, unforgettable scene from Disney cinematic history, really. From the first feature film in 1937, the evil queen, actually as the witch, which I believe it's, well, at least to me, she has to be the most, like, the scariest character from all the villains, I think. I mean, um as an adult, I mean, I don't find her frightful as such, but even as an adult I can say that she's quite possibly the least pleasant looking villain of them all. I don't know, in a way she's really scary, and she's like the first ever Disney villain as such, like, in a feature long animation released by Disney from the whole history of animated classics. So I don't know, I'm just super excited. And it's actually been the first time as well, by the time this was released, that we could actually have it in a doll form. And then she was released as a 16, 17-inch limited edition doll as well. But obviously I had to have the 11-inch sized one, because this is what my collection is about. Even though I have bigger dolls, this is, my preferred format. So here we can see the artwork on the front. Well, this is like the sleeve that we're going to remove, and then we have both the Snow White, well, the princess, and the wicked witch. And it's such an original, I think, take. I think I'm going to like it quite a lot. I wasn't a huge fan of the flowers at first, but I think it's a slight variation of how we picture Snow White that I can go with easily, in a way, because other than that, she's really honest to how we portray her in the animation, especially if we compare her with the, well, at least the aesthetics, I would say, of her, of the doll, because the first Disney designer Fairy Tale one had like a complete new take on her hair that was like quite distant from the picture that we, have of Snow White. So I think that's why I'm going to love her so much. And I think we can always mix and match the different elements. So I think that the top part is going to be separate from the skirt. So if I wanted to put it with the first edition skirt that has the embroidered detail all around, I can definitely do that. Anyway, so that is the artwork that we can see. There is the panel with the names of both, and then the brocade base that it's really pretty. Again, this is, I've said this so many times before, this is my number one favorite display format from all the Disney boxes and cases that we've received in the past decade, basically. And here we have the witch artwork just on her own. She's, wow. Yeah, like, I mean, this set is so very special to me, at least as I'm having her. And I think it's such a weird and difficult character. I mean, we can have so many different Snow White dolls, but definitely not for the witch. But anyway, I think she will be very beautiful as well. Here we have the artwork. She's like accepting the poisoned apple. Again, such an iconic moment. One thing I I believe I'm already disappointed about is that in the artwork we can see that she has the heels with the little ribbons or bows in the front, and she will be missing that entirely in the whole, execution of the doll. She's having floods, and unfortunately the skirt is actually not reaching, all the way down, so you can definitely see the flats. And they didn't even put the bows on that, which I believe is a bit unfortunate. And yeah, um a downside to it, I would say. But anyway, especially because one of my, if not my favorite Snow White doll, that is the signature Snow White from Mattel back in the 90s, they went an extra mile to produce her with, well, just the classic Barbie pumps, but with the bows. And I'm going to actually share her with you really soon, because she's obviously as well part of my collection, and I received her as a gift for my birthday, and I still have to share that video with all of you anyway. So here it is, and then I'm going to show you the back of it, in which we can find a little bit of a description from the collection that I will read very quickly out loud for all of you. Disney's designer Fairytale collection brings together the legendary heroes and villains you love in a series inspired by your favorite Disney fairy tales. Disney Store artists have captured the timeless struggle between good and evil in magnificent detail, conveying both the wonderful wickedness and bold heroic spirit of these unforgettable characters. Rich, evocative, and dramatic, the Disney Designer Fairytale collection will be a treasured keepsake for collectors and Disney fans alike. And then we can find direct references to the details of what we can find in the dolls. A dainty romantic rose embellishes the midnight blue bodice. A delicate flower pattern enhances the flowing golden skirt. And then for the witch, sorry, I will make it focus. With an expression of wicked anticipation and pure evil, the witch offers the poison thread apple. And then, as we can read here, subtle pattern and trim decorate the rich wine-colored shawl and black midnight sleeves. Anyway, super interesting. I bet you can wait to see the dolls. So I will remove the sleeve and I will show you how the dolls are displayed. And then my favorite part, I will proceed to unbox them. And here we have these amazing dolls. Wow, seriously, you guys. Yeah, like I'm in awe right now just looking at them because they are so gorgeous in person. And they really are, and they won't disappoint, even though there are elements that I will be pointing out that I'm not as attracted to. I think that as a couple it's just, and the thing is, this moment, I think there's no any other villain set ever released, I think, that portrays the duality of good versus evil as incredibly well as this one does, because we can see, I particularly love the expression on Snow White's face, because she really looks so innocent and naive, and that is something that we completely associate with the character. And then we have the opposite with the witch in such a dramatic way. I mean, there are other sets with heroes and villains, but this one is just like the duality of it is just so strong and so amazing here. At the same time, it's just like incredibly amazing. And another thing I want to point out is that not only I love the expression, but this face in particular, it's actually made me think so much of the look-alike this doll has, in particular this doll with the actress that is going to be playing or bringing live Snow White in the live action film that is already it's already happening. And she's the West Side Story amazing actress. I believe that her name is Rachel Zegler. And she played Maria in the last version of West Side Story by Spielberg, and she was just so amazing. I think she's going to give us a wonderful Snow White when that movie, is done. But she has this characteristic beautiful big eyes, and I think it's really it's very um I mean, we can see these similarities in the facial features here, even though this doll obviously was, I mean, obviously, the the actress had to resemble in some way or another Snow White, but with this particular doll, it's just very strong as well, like the look-alike of both of them, like the character here with the facial structure and features of the amazing Rachel, that is going to play Snow White. And one thing I also like very much is that even though the hair is not quite exact to how she appears in the movie, it's so much closer than the first edition, or the first designer doll that we were given. And that is something that I completely appreciate. She has curly hair, but even though it's not exactly the same, we can definitely, I mean, I don't know, it's the closest. And yeah, when as you can see over there, she's having those flowers that I'm not a huge fan of. And then another thing I was not expecting really, I thought all the flowers would be like embroidered on uh the material, but in fact it's a printed pattern. Like I will show you right now when I unbox it completely. It's a printed pattern, and just the red big roses have been sort of like embroidered a little bit around, and then there are rhinestones. I mean, it's cool because it doesn't add that amount of weight to the fabric that will permit, probably I will see how big it is when I take her out, but that will give a lot of more movement. So in a way, I don't know, maybe I'm not mad about it, as I'm not as much mad as I would original. Like when I was just taking this leaf and I saw it, and I thought, oh my goodness, I thought that the scat would be so much more detailed, but in reality, it looks pretty nice. It really does. And the witch is just amazing. I mean, um, yeah, yeah. And she has to be the yeah, again, she has to be like the scariest of all the villains I can picture in a doll form. Just in general, but especially in a doll form, I would say she looks so horrifying. And then there's a lot of detail here, and yeah, I really, really can't wait. So, I will unbox them super carefully, and I will get back to you with 360 details of each doll. Okay, so before I proceed, just liberating the dolls from the package, I just have to mention that this is quite possibly my number one favorite display scene for any given couple of dolls that I do have as part of my collection. And I would understand all of you who might not want to debox them, as they truly look amazing the way, I mean, because the scene in which she's just about to pick up the poison apple is just very precise, and the movement of the position of the feet, the hand, the way the witch is looking at her, everything is very precise, and it's kept with all the ties and plastic beads and everything that I will of course remove to just experience the dolls all around. But I had to mention that I love the way these dolls are particularly displayed inside this cabinet. um we can have like a close up, right now view of how beautiful they are. This is what I was referring to earlier. I thought, for whatever reason, I thought that the pattern would be all embroidered, uh, which isn't. It's just like a little bit of, around the bigger roses, and then it has like rhinestones attached to it. One thing I think I would like very much is that, as we can see, the dress is very much pinned in the back, so I think it will have a lot of volume, which I love. Another thing is that I think that the cape is sewn onto the top part, so we are not going to be able to take it on and off, but we can definitely mix and match the top part with another scat from other Snow White doll. And yeah, and the witch is just amazing, seriously. I love her. I love them both, really. I mean, what they represent here is just amazing. And the detail on the apple, the poison apple, the basket with the rest of apples. Oh, we can already see a little bit of, as you can see. Well, I will definitely show to you as much as I can get from the unique sculpt that they will be using for the witch. She has super large feet. I don't know if they will be as large like when I take the shoe off, but the detail is just amazing. Obviously, she's having a completely new sculpt for the body, as far as I can see, and I'm super happy that they even gave her articulation. Yeah, just and then the shoes, as we can see, they're really nicely textured as rough leather material with, I believe that is like a tooth, quite possibly. I don't know. I will be removing everything very carefully and out of the box to show you all sorts of details that I'm already mesmerized, with from these dolls. So anyway, I will get back to you in no time. Well, first actually, before I continue, I wanted to show you the back of it, in which we have like the certificate of authenticity, the number, and a little bit of the artwork as well. And yeah, now that I have just yeah, shared how they're displayed all around, then I will proceed with the unboxing. Well, and here we have this amazing couple out of the box, completely free. I have to say that the overall look of Snow White is so much more empowered, as again the skirt alone was like pleated actually to fit inside of the cabinet. I mean, I think I will still use the cabinet in a way to display it because I love these cabinets so much, but to create the exact, momentum of the particular scene they're recreating, they are having so many plastic tags and things, and everything is pinned together, which is amazing to actually debox, because you experienced it all so much more, and I hope that you can see these in this review. First of all, I wanted to show you how the stands look like. So for Snow White is a subtle one. It's obviously one of the earliest that are with a bracket that is rather closed, and then there is a bigger one, and I guess not sure if this is like the same they're using for the princess. No, no, no. The princes are actually having the bracket for around the waist area. Now that I remember, I think. So it's like a wider one for the queen, well, the evil queen, or the witch, or the old hag. It's called the witch here. So just so you know, and I always cut it that way so I can easily, put the cabinet on and off. Without any sort of problem. But here we have the moment, and as you can see, I mean, it's very easy to recreate. Although again, it had so many plastic tags and things that it took me a while to actually get it all out. And for for Snow White, I have actually removed all the ties, so she's completely free. And you can actually experience the whole outfit. I will just cover it in a moment. But for the witch, I have kept a few things that I think that if I take them off, um, it might not display as nicely. Like for example, I mean, I could and maybe I will, and I will show you as much detail as I can. But for example, there is a little thread here holding like these two pieces of hair. I have kept that one there, and I was just so tempted to get off the ties from the hood, but then it would be very easy to just for the hood um to don't stay in place, I would say. Although here you can see the routing line if I push back, and she's so frightening. She's so scary to look at, you guys. Again, you have to agree with me that this is quite possibly the scariest and more most crazy looking villain that even as an adult, if I were like finding this witch in the middle of the night on my way to the loo or something, I would get horrified. Anyway, but and so here the I think no, they're not. I think there is a little. I mean, this is paint as well to be looking outwards. So we will start with her because I mean, to me, she's like the oops, oh my goodness. I mean, to me, she's like the most special. Like, even though I love this Snow White so much, for a moment, and you don't see this hand when it's displayed in the box, I thought that she would be pointing to up or something like as she is, but obviously she has the same skull for both hands, so she's not pointing with the finger. It's just that she has a unique body that it's I think it's like, I'm not going to remove it, but I will show you partially. And it's all like plastic and it's sculpted. So for example, for the Queen of Hearts, they actually gave her like a plush sort of like body, but this is sculpted, and the hunchback that she has, everything, and it's very cringy, I can tell you, just by look, touching around her. But I'm loving like how they've made it designer, but kept it kind of very original and honest to the animation in the yeah, animated feature. I think it looks very, I mean, there's probably a little bit more detail on the shawl. The shawl, it's like a faux suede sort of like material, and then it has this fringe all around, and it wraps around the neck area. Then she has this tunic or robe, cloak robe, I guess. It's like very similar to the ones that you can find for Harry Potter. I mean, in fact, it has like a lot of similarities, with the lining, especially Gryffindor ones. And the shape of it. I mean, and she's supposed to be a witch here, so it kind of makes sense, but it's funny how everything is kind of connected. So there is like this pattern that goes around the sleeves, and then there is like a net material that is irregular all around that gives that sort of like depth um to it in a way, but it's not like texture on just one layer. In reality, I will put it because she's actually hard to balance in a way. One thing I noticed, and I didn't want to push it further because um I really didn't want to break it. I mean, so as you can see, there is like this irregular netting sort of like material, and then there is like um, wrinkled satin material, and that's what it is really. And then for the sleeves is lined in red, and for the hood as well. The face is amazing, all around. The hair, well, you've seen it, I think it's all pulled to the front into in these two little streaks of hair, and you've seen the routine line, which is even scarier to look at really. And then on this hand she's actually holding with rubber band, helping with elastics, the poison apple. And then she's also having, which I haven't taken because again I think it will just slip from her very easily. There is this basket with the green apples that are not poisoned, and it's all one piece though. It's very nicely painted, it's solid, it's heavy. That is why I think it will fail very easily. But it's actually, yeah, it's just placed like that, which is pretty cool. And then in terms of articulation, she has articulation on the shoulder, elbow. I'll try to show you a little bit more of how the arms might look like. Very terrifying, you know. It's a bit like Isma. I mean, not like Isma, but you know, she has a unique body sculpt, and this is what we're getting for the witch. But okay, I'll try to I can definitely show you because I actually unpinned quite a few things here. These are the legs, and as you can see they are articulated, which is amazing. They're thicker than normal for, you know, a princess. The only thing is that the way she was positioned um here is like with one foot up and the other down. And in fact I don't seem to be able to move this joint, and even though I tried like quite hard actually. So I don't know. I mean, she's having like this pose right now, even though there's the articulation. I think that at least in my doll it's kind of stuck, which it sucks, but anyway, I mean, it's not a big deal. And then she has this amazing looking super big pointy shoes that are textured like leather. And then there is like what appears to be like a piece of like a tooth or something, I don't know. And then you can take them off. And then if we look a little bit more into on the inside, you can see without undressing her as such that she has, okay, let's see if it focuses. She's rather curvy, of course, like I don't know, I mean, the whole sculpt is really unique. And then she has the hunchback, um and then the breasts are right there. She's not as skinny as you can see as the princesses. So I mean, she does not have, which I was expecting for her to have, like padding, like, you know, the beast, for example. The beast has like a normal body of any given prince, but then he has like a padded thing on top, or sometimes that padded actually is added with the jacket, which is rather. I would really love them to sculpt like a beast, like the whole thing with the hunchback as well, and you know, like big and all, without having to be helped with the fashion. So I was expecting to, at some point I was expecting some sort of like padded on the inside here, um or plush or something, but in reality this is all hard. So the whole sculpt, she barely has a neck. So I think that I mean, she can rotate the head, but I believe, okay, there is a little bit of Velcro here. Here you can actually see how she does not have like a neck as such. So there is like that, you know, rotation, pivotal sort of like articulation there. But she cannot look up or down because she does not have a neck as such, because it's connected with the torso. So that is what it is. I had not seen like that piece of like Velcro, but anyway, I hope this has been extensive enough for you to I don't know, to give you a proper insight of what did how the doll is executed and everything. I think it's magnificent. I love her. She has to like, I mean, she's not my favorite villain, but in terms of a doll, I think this is the scariest doll I have in my collection when it comes with the Disney villain, and also a rather unique one, I think. I mean, I also love Itzma from The Emperor's New Groove, the Masquerade one. I love that, especially because I mean, Itzma is not terrifying. She's just hilarious, and I love her so much. But yeah, I mean, this is an amazing doll. And now moving to Snow White, she's incredible as well. Like seriously, at first I thought I wouldn't like this cat as much, but then as I was just saying, this cat is much bigger when you take all the pins and everything from the packaging, and I like the overall sort of like result. I think that at first I was also expecting all this to be embroidered for whatever reason, and I'm lucky that it was not, because I think it would have been very heavy. I mean, it's already kind of like I mean, it's lined on the inside with because it's a hard consistent satin on the outside with embroidered roses, and then it's lined with an organza sort of like material inside, and it's still kind of stiff in a way. So if it was all embroidered, it would have been very, very stiff, which I don't think that's probably the reason why they didn't go there that way. But the printing, it's pretty cool. Then most of the roses here have those embroidered details, and I love the pattern. I love it. It's two pieces, so the outfit is basically the top, the bodice, and the cape is one piece together. You cannot separate the cape, which is a downside, I would say, because I would love to use this cape for other dolls, other, Snow White dolls, but you can't. But you can certainly separate the bodice and the cape from the skirt, and create like, if you're more like into the traditional sort of like look of her with the plain yellow skirt, you can definitely make her wear that sort of skirt instead of this one, which is pretty cool that you can do that. In terms of the sculpt, I love her so much. She's looking very innocent, she's looking surprised, she's looking vulnerable, and she's looking gorgeous as well. And as I was saying, she's reminding me so much of the actress that's going to portray her for the live action movie, as that actress has like really big eyes, and I don't know, there's something about her that makes me think already of the live action actress playing Snow White. And I love how they've used I don't know, I love her so much. They've used the eyeshadows in like yellow and gold and a little bit of silver, I would say, or it's like more of a gold for under the eyes, and then the lips are rather dark, and that accentuates even more the pale skin. And she has a bit of blush as well, and yeah, and she's looking gorgeous. And although when I was taking her out, as you can see, her hair is pretty crazy, and it's all very much glued together to keep this shape. I don't know if I will restyle it because from the front it kind of looks really cool. I don't think she's having these curls in the movie as such, but I mean it's kind of like this style, and it's definitely much more of the style that we picture her when compared with the first fairy tale designer one. So it's pretty cool. I don't know. I think she looks lovely. I think I mean, the curls suit her really well. And then, as you can see, I'm using like this generic stand that works pretty fine for her. As you can see, the skirt is rather wide. She has the fully articulated body with the extra articulation. Oh, there's a little bit of paper. There was not a I was Yeah, that is something I miss. I would have loved it to have like a petticoat or something, like an extra layer here in white or something, or cream or whatever, especially because it doesn't go until the floor, which is, I think, is very accurate to the movie in a way. But I think that in the movie, there was like another layer at least, and that is what I'm missing. But so they're using like paper to just give her enough volume around this area, and then she has the color is simple in white. It's not very like intricate, but again, it's cool because it counteracts the amount of detail that is on the skirt, that you don't see as much embroidery on the top, as opposed to like the first edition designer fairy tale one. On the top there was a lot of embroidery here, and there were more details, I think, around the collar. And then I mean, the skirt was embroidered. I will be making a comparison in the future, but as it was just one color, um it was okay. But I think that if this was like fully embroidered, it would have been too much, which is pretty cool. And then I love the cape. The cape is just velvet on one side, or faux velvet material, and red scarlet satin on the other side. And it's very flowy. It's just about the length it appears in the animation, which is amazing. And yeah, I think I love it so much. It has to be one of my favorite Snow White dolls. It's open here because obviously it was like, it had like ties there, but you can see that, and this was like pinned together as well, but it's very wide and it flows incredibly well and it looks so cool. And then she's wearing just flats in like, just like a classic doll, which is a bit disappointing. I mean, uh, I don't know. The thing is that she actually wears heels in the movie. I understand that they're giving flats. I mean, the cool thing is that she has, I mean, even though they're flats, I think she can be having pointy feet. But I would have at least added like a bow, or just created like flats with a plastic molded uh bow or ribbon on the front, because that's how it is depicted in the animation. And especially as they are showing, because the skirt does not reach the floor, or um it doesn't go all the way down. So that is something that I would have appreciated, and I might just add on my own. And for example, one of my favorite depictions of her is the Mattel signature doll from 1990s. um and she has the classic Barbie pumps, but with a couple of fabric or material ribbons that is just amazing. It's just like what I would have expected for this one. But other than that, I mean, I think that the couple is very unique as a doll collector. I love them so much. I love them to pieces, and I'm so happy to be sharing it with all of you. So I hope this review has been helpful, and if it has given you a closer and fully detailed sort of like insight into these dolls that normally a lot of people do not even venture to take the plastic cabinet off or the plastic cover off. So I hope this helps for all of you who might be wondering a little bit more about how they are executed and put together, as well as all of you who are considering to add this couple to your collection. I would say whether you want to keep it in box or not, they are amazing, and I don't regret any second having getting them, even though of course I had to get them with an inflation sort of like price, but they are so worth it, especially because we never get the witch like this, and this Snow White is absolutely gorgeous. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed it. And if you have, don't forget to give me a thumbs up, comment down below. I'm always like getting back to you all. I love interacting with all of you. And I hope you stay tuned for the upcoming videos. For now, I hope you all stay safe, and I'll see you very soon. Bye bye.